So welcome back to part 2 of the random object series. And today we're gonna tackle the rigid body object. But before we get into the tutorial, I just wanna mention that I can see a lot of you guys are not subscribed. So if you wanna see more, then please go and subscribe so I can make more videos like this one. But without further ado, let's just jump in to Cinema and I'll show you how to make rigid bodies. Okay, so I'm just gonna show you how to make the rigid body object from the random objects series. So let's start off by making a tube. And this tube we're just gonna make a little bit more flat. Then we're gonna make it bigger. And we're also gonna make the inner size bigger. So let me just write down some nice looking numbers. So 180 and 240. That should be fine. Okay, so the height should be 25. And let's just go to our round segments and let's pull them up to 100. Alright, that's looking nice. So let's duplicate this tube. Let's make our outer radius to 75 and our inner radius to 100. Let's duplicate it again and let's go and make our outer radius to 95 and let's make our inner radius to 25. Okay, that's looking nice. So let's go and just rename these to outer, middle, and inner. Okay, so now we know what we are working with. So for the next step, we need to make the movement that are gonna be bouncing this disk into there. So we're gonna make a plane effector and we'll put that underneath the middle and we'll go into the parameter, or actually we'll go into the deformer tab. Let's press object and as you can see, it's deforming the object. So let's go and make it minus in the Y. So we make it minus 35. That should be good. And then we can duplicate it and put it underneath the inner. And then we'll make that minus, let's say 65. That should be good. We'll make it minus 70. That should be good. Okay, cool. So now we need a way to control it. And we're gonna use fields. So first of all, we need to make a group field. So we can group all of the things we do in the fields tab together. So in this group field, we are first of all going to make a solid. And in this solid, we are just gonna animate the value down here. So for the first frame, it's gonna have a value of 0. And for frame 10, it's gonna have a value of 100. And then for frame 20, a value of 0 again. So if I open my timeline here, you can see that we have this kind of sine wave. And I think I'm actually just gonna stretch it down again to 15. So we can make it a little bit more tight. Like this. Okay, so now I'm just gonna hold down Control and I'm gonna duplicate it out. Our keyframes here. And we can just go to our sine wave and we can see that we have some big spikes. And that is what we want, because we want nothing to happen in these moments. So we have time for the disk to fall to the ground again. Okay, so how do we actually use this group field? Well, we'll go into our plane effector. In the fields tab, we'll just pull in our group field. The same with the other plane effector. And as you can see, we have this animation. And this is the animation we're gonna use to control the whole setup. So if I just close these down, I'm then gonna put these inside of a cloth surface here. Inside of this cloth surface, we can just pull down the subdivision so we can leave them on. It's up to you. If you want like this kind of shape, but I'm just gonna pull them down for now. So on this cloth surface, we're just gonna right click, go to bullet tags, then go to rigid body. And that is actually it. So now we'll just make a plane as our collider. I'm just gonna pull it down a bit like this. I'm gonna make it so much bigger. And our plane, we are just gonna put a bullet tag and a collider body on it. And let's just press play and see what happens. Okay, so that is definitely not what we want. We want these guys to be one object instead of 3 different objects. And there's a really simple method for that. So we'll just go and create a connect, and we'll put it inside of our cloth object, and then we'll put all of our elements inside of the connect. And that should do the trick. So if I just turn off my grid for now, you can see that we have this nice animation of this disk jumping around. What I also want to do here is actually go and spread these keyframes out a bit, so we get more time where it's just laying on the floor. So now we have a jumping coin. And this setup can actually just be duplicated, and then you can place it in another part of the scene. And let's make one more and place it over here. And it's all procedural. So you don't have to screw with any of the animations. You just have a master controller up here that is controlling everything in the dynamics. So that was how to make these jumping rigid body objects. And if you liked the video, then please leave a like and a comment down below. And if you use this tutorial for anything, then please DM me on Instagram. I want to see what you guys are making. And stay tuned, because there's going to be more in the Random Object series. So at last, I just want to wish you a very nice rest of your day. And I'm gonna say goodbye from here.